I just have to share with y'all something that I recently learned when I took a trip. If you pick up what I'm putting down. So I really learned that this shit is really all a game. I think that, I had to get through, like, honestly, a first level when I first did them. It was like a first level of a game, breaking through that one barrier to unlock the rest of the game. And now my possibilities are endless. And that one barrier was fear. I had grown up with so much anxiety, all this stuff, and then that one trip just, like, I had to break it down. Okay, I saw in my face what fear did. Some scary things happened. But then on my second time, since I broke through that barrier, there was none of that, and it was joyful, and I felt so secure in myself, right? So, one thing I have learned is that life is really like a game. And then I was like, well, no, games are like life. And then that brings me back to my point, which is they have to put things in your face. According to universal law, they have to put things in your face and tell the truth about them so that they don't receive karma. And I'm going to tell you why. No, I'm not saying they don't receive karma. I'm not saying that. But if they hid the shit and didn't tell the truth about it, they would receive more karma and quicker and instantly. So they have found a loophole around karma. So, like, whenever people say, like, oh, how come bad people, these terrible people live awesome lives and have everything they want and da-da-da-da-da. First of all, they're unhappy with themselves. And that leads them to never be able to live a happy life. But second of all, they have the things and opportunities they want because they put themselves out there for those things. However, the ways they put themselves out there may be harming other people. But if they say it and they demonstrate it and they put it out there as the truth, then the universe sees that honesty. You know what I'm saying? And you have to really see it as like a game, a machine. It's like, people who maliciously hurt people in secret. And then, especially when it's such a large group of people, a whole country, for example, or a whole world of people. It's like the powers that be constantly hurting them in all these ways and everything. First of all, if they sell it as it not being hurt, then my response to it, if it's positive and it, in my mind, doesn't affect me negatively, then they don't get karma for that. As soon as I awaken to the fact that what they're doing is harming me, they start getting the karma. So, right, that is why they put it in our faces as the truth instead of as a harming force. You know what I'm saying? All these lies that are told, in society started by these people, but then they also turn around and put all the truth on the CIA website. You know what I'm saying? Like, since they have put out the truth, technically they are not lying. Technically they are just doing things in a manipulative way. And because that is just manipulation when it comes to the response and everything, and few people know about that manipulation or will, admit that we are being manipulated or harmed in any way, they don't receive as much karma, especially when these people have other people do their dirty work for them, when they have other people do the things that are actually physically harmful to people, then they have other people do that for them. They can easily replace those people. You know what I'm saying? So while these people, these forces, these elites, as some people call them, are evil, yes, and they do things with malicious intent, yes, their intention is malicious. The way they follow through is how they get their karma when it comes to instant karma. Because, if we all got karma based on our thoughts alone, then all of us would be, because we've all had malicious intent. We've all had thoughts with malicious intent. We've all had bad intention at one point in our lives. If somebody hurt us, then we wished bad on them or something, like, just one bad intention. So that is why right now it is so important for so many people to wake up for the truth and admit that we are being harmed, and also act on that admittance. Like, you can't just say, oh, I'm being harmed by these people. Yes, but you have to know that, and you have to act as if that is the truth. You have to treat those people as if they are harming you, because that is how the universe knows how to respond. Another thing that not enough people realize is that we are the universe. Like, when you say the universe, people look up in the sky, but no, the universe is this. The universe is this. The universe is me. Like, everything you can touch and see is a part of the universe. It's a part of this one working organism and system and machine, whatever you want to call it. And so, your response to anything is going to be your response to the universe. If I say thank you to a person who just did something nice for me, I'm saying thank you to the universe because they are a part of the universe. Do you understand what I'm saying? So therefore, if you act in your day-to-day life, like based on the truth, not just admitting the truth, but you act on it, then the universe will respond to that and put karma where it is due. Y'all be wondering why these people don't get no karma. It's because there's so many people who don't see them as harm, who don't see the truth. And if they hide the truth but put it out there still, so that it's hard to find, but they still put it out there, that is their way of evading karma on this human plane. Now, when you leave this human plane, they're going to get that karma, okay? They're going to go back to where they came from, which is the lower dimensions, and they're going to get their karma. However, this plane, another thing that not enough people realize is that Earth, this plane, this dimension, this level of existence is meant to have negativity. A lot of people think that the way we fix the world is by making everything happy, and that's just not it. This is not a world of complete happiness. If it was, then all the negative things would not exist. This is a plane and a planet of duality. This is a planet of dark and light, right and left, like everything. So it is supposed to exist. However, it is not supposed to have control, and it is in a place of authority right now, and that is what we have to fix. Okay? However, we do not need to just kill off everything negative because that's not going to work. There's always going to be something negative. Because this is a plane of negative and positive, it is all supposed to coexist. And it is not just one or the other, it is a spectrum. So going from negative to most positive, there's middle, there's here. It's all supposed to exist on this plane because this is a plane where literally souls come to experience that duality. Souls come to experience everything, because this is one of the only places, or the only place, where you can actually experience negativity and positivity and all the things in between and outside of. Whenever you leave this body, depending on your soul and what your soul is made up of, the light system you came from, whatever, like that is where you will go. If I am of the higher dimensions, I'm going to go to the higher dimensions. If my spirit is of the lower dimensions, I'm going to go to the lower dimensions. Okay. And your life on this plane can change your soul's makeup. It can. If you come in as a light being and then you let the darkness get poured onto you, which is very difficult for light beings. I feel like you always have this call higher and you listen to it. But if you do let that get poured onto you, then you are going to leave in a different dimension than you came in with. You know what I'm saying? So I originally was just trying to talk about karma because I think a lot of people get confused because, that causes a lot of people to not believe in karma because they're like, okay, if karma was real, then this bad person that harmed me a while ago would be dead right now. And that's just not the case. Or these elites that are literally mass harming people would not be in charge. And it's like, not the case. Again, not enough people realize that we are the universe and that we can take control of these things that we leave. Oh, the universe is going to do it. The universe, you are the universe. Oh, God is going to, you are that. You are God. This God, this source, it's here in everything. So why don't you believe it's in you? I don't know. Anyways, but my main point is that, people have misconceptions about karma and don't realize that the manipulation is how they evade karma in this life. However, when they die, it'll all come to them like that because, then you're in the astral where, the manipulation and the cutting corners and the loopholes doesn't work. Because you're just spirit is raw, is all out there. Everything is just what it is. You don't have an avatar. You don't have little trinkets and things everywhere and physical matter to, manipulate and all that stuff. So when you leave this body, you will get that karma. So if you feel like you keep operating in manipulation and you think that you're evading karma because you haven't been caught or there's no karma that has come to you and you think it's a good way to live, think twice. You just can manipulate it because you're in a human body.